Yes, we are back, folks. It is the Racing Post. Good morning, Epsom. It's Derby weekend. It's the Platinum Jubilee, and what better place to spend your Friday morning than with the Racing Post, the best we have to offer. I'm David Jennings, and I am joined by my esteemed colleague, Paul Kealy. How are you?
Yeah, all good. How are you?
An early start.
Yeah, nice and fresh though. I played it safe last night. Just had a couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to it.
I have to say, I was a bit worried when I got the text at about 9 o'clock saying, I'm leaving now in a few minutes. I just didn't know if you were going to make it home, but you did.
I did. I got home. I was in bed before 10 o'clock. I'm nice and fresh. And we've got some winners to give.
The new professional Paul Kealy. The new and improved Paul Kealy.
Taking long enough, hasn't it?
Just the 4 years? 54 years,
like
okay.
a fine wine.
Getting better with age.
It's better than cheese. I can't call you a cheese, can I?
Now, it's Derby weekend. Obviously one of the biggest 2 days of the year. Do you look forward to it?
Yeah, always, yeah. Yeah, I love the meeting. I like watching racing at Epsom. You know, it's a very idiosyncratic course, isn't it? Like, you know, there's plenty of drama in several races, and it's nice big fields. They've held up really well. We've been worried about size of fields all year long, haven't we? But I mean, there's only a couple of small fields at the entire meeting, so yeah, it's great. And
there are some big handicaps with Paul Kealy's name written all over them, so you've got to stay tuned. And Miss Natalie Green, how are you?
Great.
In green.
In green. I do try, don't I? I try and give my best, but I haven't seen you since Cheltenham.
I was just about to say, it's been 3 months.
I can't believe it.
I think I've missed you more than you've missed me.
No way. At least one person's organised. Dee was so sweet, setting up a WhatsApp group, keeping us in check.
Oh, yeah.
Wants a coffee. I was like, we should be looking after you.
Coffees, croissants, yeah, pastel natas or whatever you call them, you know, them Portuguese
tarts.
They're very nice.
They're all made in the same place, yeah, I love that.
How come I never got one of them?
I both of them. Sorry. Anyway, coming up on today's show, we've got a cracking Oaks card at Epsom. We're going to talk you through the entire card, so we are all 7 races. And before then, though, it's been a pretty sad week, Keels. We've lost one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in Mr. Lester Piggott. And I read your brilliant words on the great man earlier on this week.
Yeah, it's amazing, really, because I joined the Racing Post in 1987. I'm a kid there, no racing background whatsoever. Lester Piggott didn't actually mean very much to me. And you keep hearing people saying, oh, Lester wouldn't get beat on that, Lester would have done this, Lester would have done that. But, you know, I mean, there was no YouTube around at the time, so it's not like you can go back and have a look and see how good he was. It was just talk. There's all the old people and all that, like, you know. But then he came out of retirement, and 10 days later he won the Breeders' Cup mile on Royal Academy at Belmont. And, you know, at the age of 54, now I'm 54 now, you know, and I have to walk down the stairs sideways. You know what I mean? And here's a guy who's riding against people like half his age, and you know, I became hooked on it. Then I started reading up, and you know, like I said, you couldn't go back and watch all his rides. You can now go on YouTube, watch all his derbies, you watch all his other classics as well. You know, yeah, just amazing. Like, you know, and you know, one day at the Derby meeting, he won me a small fortune at the time. Landing a maiden on a 10-to-1 shot. It was the 5th leg of a tiny little multiple bet, but you know, got me right out of trouble for a month or so.
And here you are, sitting in the Racing Post studios on Oaks morning.
Absolutely, on Oaks morning, yeah. Yeah.
So we have Lester Piggott to blame for that.
Absolutely, I probably still would have been here anyway. Like, you know, but what an amazing man. I mean, to do what he did then, and then of course, you know, still another 18 months away before he won another classic, wasn't he? The age of 56, for God's sake.
I think in the last week, the things I've loved are the stories, the endless stories, how he, you know, took rides off different jockeys and his personality coming out. He was an absolute chancer, and I love that.
I totally agree. I mean, when Keels joined the Post, I was 1. So, like, I had to bury
all right,
that.
Now. It's only 8:30 in the morning. No one gets stuck into him already.
He knows I love him. But, so, you know, I have to go back a bit. But like Keel said, I got the privilege of then watching it all on YouTube. But 1992, the 2000 Guineas, when he was 56, as you said, getting his 30th classic, that, DJ, for me, on that Rodrigo Di Triano for Peter Chapel-Hyam, right at the back, slowly away, right at the centre of the track, really patient, and then Lester just did his thing, powered on, and it was mind-blowing. It's hard for any jockey to ever emulate him. I mean, look, Frankie will be remembered forever, but Lester, I think he's just...
There's your Frankie comparison. I mean, everybody loves Frankie, and for good reason as well. And he's a great showman as well as a great jockey. But, you know, Frankie's got, what, 70? Is it 70 Royal Ascot winners? 71, 72? Leicester, 4-day meeting, 116.
116,
unbelievable.
Both 6 Oaks winners there.
Like it's incredible, and I think everybody, people who didn't see him live, you know, people like me who would have been very young, even younger than you, Natalie. We heard the stories, but we never really saw the action live. But as you say, you can watch them back now, and even people who never saw him then can appreciate him now. And he just has that pull on people. Like
I met him a few times at Doncaster. He'd always be at the Ledger, for the last few years. And fascinating character. With dark sunglasses on. Yeah, he was really cool.
And like so hard to understand, which was all part of the enigma. I think he was just an absolute legend, and he will be dearly missed. And we just have so much sympathy for all the family and everybody involved with Leicester. But he was an absolute legend, and I'm sure we were all very proud of him. Now, folks, we're going to be talking about Oaks Day, but before we go on, I want a flat horse to follow for the season from both of you and myself, please. So one horse that Good Morning Epsom viewers can follow for the remainder of the season and then end up with big, fat, juicy wallets. Natalie, you can go first.
Well, I'm sticking almost with the Leicester theme here because daughter Maureen Haggis. This is a horse I was speaking to Maureen on Saturday at Haydock called Sela Rosa. I was really keen on her early on in the day, and I'm pleased I sort of stuck with it because she kind of climbed the ladder brilliantly in 2021 from 77. I think was in like 99, and then finished in a listed race at the all-weather at Lingfield and was really impressive. So then had a bit of time off, so her reappearance was at Haydock. And my goodness, she gave Tom Marquand a really difficult time. She fought the whole way. She didn't really stop. She was so keen, too keen, you would say, and managed to win. How she actually managed to win, honestly, DJ, when you watch it back, you'd think she almost looked like she'd thrown the race away. I think she's really exciting. I think she could go back for the Lancashire Oaks at Haydock. I've also noticed she does have a big entry in the Group 1 at the Curragh for the Irish St Ledger.
Oh,
over
nice.
1-6. So that's a big target. So
Sela Rosa.
Sela Rosa.
Chalk it down. Sela Rosa is Natalie Green's horse to follow for the remainder of the flat season. Paul Kealy.
You know me, I'm a handicap man, but I'm gonna go for a horse that's going to end up out of handicaps after winning the Wokingham in a couple of weeks' time, and that is Fresh for James Fanshawe.
Fresh
for James Fanshawe, rated 98, monster eye catcher first time up this season, and then I think probably didn't quite get home over the 7 furlongs. So the second time he's had a go at 7 furlongs. In the Victoria Cup, but was also away from the draw bias on the rails and still finished 4th and looked like he was going to win. Looked like he was going to win a furlong out, even being wrongly positioned. So I think, all things being equal, get a decent draw, be on the right side at Royal Ascot, will win the Wokingham, and then go on probably via the Hackwood, something like that, at Newby and onto the Sprint Cup. There you go.
Whoa.
Whether it'll be anywhere near good enough to win a Group 1 sprint, I don't know, but he'll be a group sprinter by the end of the season.
There you go. Fresh is Paul Kealy's horse to follow for the flat season. It's going to win the Wokingham and then is going to go on to bigger and better things. And my horse to follow for the flat season is a filly trained by Roger Varian called Amina, who was 6th in the 1,000 guineas. She was really keen, and I actually loved the way she stayed on at the end. She was only beaten just over 3 lengths. I thought that was a hell of a run. She'd only had 2 starts prior to that, and she was the one I took out of the 1,000 guineas. And a smaller one, Keels. Monday, right? This Monday, coming up at Lingfield, a horse called Carry On H for Philip McBride. Real eye catcher and 2 starts to date. Will be a big price. Keep an eye. Carry On H at Lingfield on Monday.
More racing than I do.
There you go.
I've never even heard of it.
So that
Monday.
Monday.
Will we be here on Monday?
I don't turn the telly on Mondays.
Good morning, Lingfield. We'll have to have on Monday. Look, we're going to get on with the show. It is, of course, Cazoo Oaks Day, and we're going to kick off with the big one. It is at 4:30. It is the Cazoo Oaks, and currently your market leader, but on the drift, very much on the drift, is Emily Upjohn for John Gosden, John and Thady Gosden, and Frankie Dettori. Currently 6-4, Emily Upjohn Keels. She is a big drifter.
She's a drifter. I'm not that surprised. It doesn't mean she won't win, but I mean, if you're a bookie, you look at the way the race is set up. You've got a horse, okay, unbeaten, but has not beaten a single horse that had run outside a novice or maiden company. She's going in against 2 fillies that have been placed in an Irish Guineas, and 6 other trial winners. You could argue that it is more open than the betting suggests. The official rating suggests there's only £3 between the best 6 in the field. So you can understand it. I'm perfectly prepared to see her bolt up, like a lot of people seem to think she will. But I can tell you that at least half a dozen of the horses in this field are miles better than all the horses she's beaten so far. There's reasons to think might have a little bit of an each way value bet against her.
Is there any price she could go out to that would make you think, oh, that's too big, I've got to back her?
I don't think we'll see twos. I mean, I'm not going to back her anyway, but I don't think we'll quite see twos. But it wouldn't surprise me if she hit 13.08, 7-4.
Okay. We've got a strong Irish challenge. Obviously, Aidan O'Brien has got Tuesday, Concert Hall, Thoughts of June. Joseph has got Tranquil Lady. You wouldn't say they're leading contenders against the likes of the two Gosden runners, but they could improve, couldn't they?
Well, I mean, they are. I mean, they are leading contenders to a certain extent. They've done they've run perfectly good trials, haven't they? Remember, I mean, I think 4 of Aidan O'Brien's Oaks winners ran in an Irish Guineas, didn't they? And they both shaped. I mean, they both got Oaks winners in their pedigrees, haven't they? I mean, Tuesday's a sister of mine in Concert Hall is out of Was. So they both got those in there. They both ran on strongly, and particularly Concert Hall, who just completely got outpaced at one point in the Irish Guineas and then ran on again. And she's already won at 10 furlongs. They're both going to stay. And Thoughts of June, I mean, obviously she won the Chester race. Everyone's saying, oh, that's not all that good. But then the runner-up comes out and wins the Prix St. Hilary. It might not have been the best Group 1 race in the world, but it's still a Group 1. So they're good bits of form. The one I've actually backed is Tranquil Lady, because I just thought she was, potentially a bit more overpriced. And she was behind Concert Hall first time up this season, but she was well back that day. But Joseph O'Brien said he didn't quite work out what had gone wrong, but she improved dramatically from first run to second last year as well, and she did so when she won the Blue Wind. And she won that race by a wide margin. She was always travelling well. She looks like she stays really, really well. I think she'll be in the frame.
And you can read all about Joseph O'Brien's thoughts in today's Racing Post, but an interview written by... Who wrote it?
David Jennings.
Oh, yeah, I wrote that one, yeah. Joseph O'Brien was very upbeat about Tranquil Lady.
Was he?
Yeah, he was, yeah. And I think the ground has probably come right for her. Like, the showers during the week certainly plays to her strengths. And she was real professional at Naas, wasn't she? She did everything right. She travelled, she quickened. The race was over too.
I like her. I mean, Joseph said that, he actually said that she probably wants faster ground than she had there. I mean, I thought she handled it perfectly well. I mean, she obviously, but I mean, it's going to be good ground. I mean, the way it's going, it'll be nearly good to firm by Derby Day. Because how fast Epsom drains. So, it'll be no excuses ground for anybody. If she doesn't handle that, she doesn't deserve to be there.
I was just saying before the show, Nat, I seem to be the only one that is still really keen on Emily Upjohn. I can see the price thing, but she's drifting out 6-4. When she was 10-11 last week, obviously you could say that's no value whatsoever. She's gradually getting to a price now where you're going, hold on here a second. She is potentially a superstar. And is she the only potential superstar in the race?
Oh, shit. That Musadora at York was... You had to be impressed by it. Emily Upjohn, let's just talk about her. Yeah, look, she's big, strong, strapping filly by Sea the Stars. Just that boldness of her. She's just so impressive to look at. One slight negative is, don't forget at York, she did get a bit excited in the preliminary. She got upset. Now, we're talking about a packed Oaks day at Epsom. Is it going to get to her? It could, potentially. I spoke to Thady Gosden on Saturday, because I had to just say, how is she? And Thady, cool as a cucumber as always, but he was like, she's been to Epsom, handled it perfectly well. So it was all very, very positive. And as we know with Epsom, they've got to be able to handle it. So that's all good. And John and Thady Gosden, I mean, they're absolute masters.
Less concerned. I mean, okay, we always talk about horses being big and will they handle Epsom. I mean, if you're well balanced, it doesn't matter what size you are.
Yeah.
But I'd be less concerned about her coming downhill than I would at the start and going uphill, because she was very keen at York.
Yeah.
And the slowest part of the race is the first part of the race, because they're running straight uphill. I mean, you see horses. I mean, if you remember Dawn Approach years ago, I mean, it was unholdable. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if she's very keen there, it's the wrong time in the race to be keen, because you're using up a lot of energy running uphill.
On that point, if she settles, does she win?
I don't know. I mean, this is This is one of those things. We're talking about young horses, aren't we? Nobody thought a day I was going to win the Derby last year, but he proved himself the best horse, didn't he?
I did.
All right. Okay,
I did.
Whoa, Keels.
Oh, and by the way,
get your facts right.
By the way, 50 to 1.
Classic after-timer.
Did you back out of your 50 to 1?
50 to 1.
There you go.
All
Put
right.
that in your pipe and smoke
Only
it.
one person thought that day I was going to... You know what I mean?
And unfortunately, she's sitting next to you.
yeah.
I ignored
exactly.
the draw bias.
But the point being, these are young horses. They can all improve in leaps and bounds in very short spaces of time. You've got 6 trial winners here. You've got 2 classic placed fillies in the race who are going to improve for a step up and trip as well. So, some people are going to be perfectly happy to back her at 6 to 4. And I mean, I think the Gosdens.
Me, I will.
I think the Gosdens have compared her to Gruder apparently. So
I think she can win.
If they're right. It'll take a very, very good one to beat her, but it doesn't mean there isn't one lurking in there.
Okay, what's lurking, Nat? Come on.
I think she can
Bigger
win.
prices.
I think Emily Upjohn can win. Her getting upset worries me. Concert Hall for me, absolutely the value pick. Honestly, so eye-catching, beaten by 6 lengths by the Homeless Songs, but the way that she powered through the line is enough for me, DJ, watching that replay. I really, really like Concert Hall. In fact, I'm going to say Emily Upjohn chased home by Concert Hall, because go big or go home, isn't it?
Forecast.
Why not?
Lovely. So Concert Hall for you.
Yeah, love her.
Who for you, Keels, when it comes down
I've
to
had
it?
a few good each way on Tranquil Lady. Again, it'd be far and away my weakest bet, I'd say, of the day. But I just wanted to go for a little bit of each way value against the fav.
Okay, now our colleague Tom Siegel, price-wise in the Racing Post, has gone for Nashwa. He has blown her up. He thinks she is the superstar in the lineup. Where are we with Nashwa?
Could be. I mean, the change of gear she showed at Newbury was, was very impressive to go from last to first very quickly. So she could be. She looks to have a lot of speed. You're relying very heavily on Frankel giving her that much stamina. There has to be a slight doubt about her stamina. But she does look very good. But wait and see.
Husband and wife, first time riding husband and wife in the Oaks, Holly and Tom Marquand. It's quite cool, isn't it?
Lovely interview with Holly with Catherine McRae in the Racing Post yesterday, and what a story that is, like, unbelievable. It's going to happen time and time again, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so final selections, Nat, for you. Who wins the Cazoo Oaks in 2022?
Emily Upjohn chased home by Concert Hall.
It was the other way around a minute ago, wasn't it?
No, that's my forecast.
Okay.
No,
So Emily Upjohn to beat Concert Hall. Okay, sorry. For you?
Each way, Tranquil Lady.
Tranquil Lady for Keels. Currently,
Like
Tranquil
it.
Lady is 14 to 1, so a decent each way price for Tranquil Lady. And for me, it's boring. It's really boring, but it is Emily Upjohn at 6 to 4. I think that's a decent enough price. So the first grade one of the day, or the Group 1 of the day, is at 310. It is, of course, the Dalbury Coronation Cup, and at the moment, last year's winner. Pile Driver is 15 to 8. It is 2 to 1 Manobo. It is 4 to 1 High Definition, 11 to 2 Hookham. Nat, we'll start with you here. Last year's race, Pile Driver, it was excruciating for me to watch because I was so keen on Al-Azi, traded really short and running, wouldn't go by. But Pile Driver on his day is a top-notcher, isn't he?
He's amazing. I love Pile Driver. He's the people's horse. He's the narrative. He's the story. He was a horse that wasn't sold for like 10,000. There's been so much wonderful background behind Pile Driver, and I don't think we've quite made enough of Dubai, because actually it was completely locked in a pocket there, stuck on the end. And I'm certainly not going to slander Frankie Dettori. He's absolutely
Oh, go for it. Go for it, Nat. Go on. The floor is yours.
But will he make that mistake again? No. I don't.
So he made a mess of it, did he?
He made a hash of it, didn't he? He made a hash of it. Should he have come out sooner? Probably. But for Pile Driver to still finish fourth where he did behind the Japanese, it was still a terrific run. And this horse on his day, and he'll be prepped perfectly. I think Pile Driver's going to be hard to beat. I really do. But my main danger, it sticks out like a sore thumb to me, is High Definition. I'm worried about High Definition. You're not at all.
I
know the Currah's his course.
Yeah,
he favours the Currah.
He's going to come round here. He looked so gangly last year when he ran at Epsom, didn't he? And he's going to do the same, isn't he? Surely.
But this is a race.
Look at the ground against the worst it'll be as well. Was that not?
I quite like High Definition. This is a race.
He's the one most likely to blow out of the forward ahead of the market.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? But this is the race full of those lovely stories, because Pile Driver is the main story, but you've got to look at that living legend, because it's literally a living legend. The amount of time off it had for Barbara and Alec, the owners, they've been so patient, and then last time in the group race, it was brilliant. So there are a few dangers, but Pile Driver on his day.
Pile
surely.
Driver. Frankie to redeem himself, Nat.
100%.
Yeah. Right, I think that this is a bit scary, because We agree on very little in life, Keels, I think, don't we?
Yeah.
Apart from maybe eating and drinking, but apart from that,
Are
we
we
agree on very little.
normally wrong when we agree, though?
Yeah, well, that's the worry. But you spoke about high definition sticking out like a sore thumb. 11-2 Hookham, Keels. This is bonkers.
I backed him at 9-2 about five days ago, thinking this is a silly price. Yeah, I mean, it's only 3/4 of a length behind Pile Driver from a wide draw in that race in Dubai. Just a seriously consistent and high class horse who doesn't really let you down. Pretty much always runs his race.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, whether he can beat Pile Driver, I don't know, but I think he's going to be very close. I do think it's going to be very close. I think Manobo dropping back in trip, I don't think he's a great price, to be honest. Obviously, he's a stand-in for Adeo, isn't he? Anyway, and he's actually lower rated than Pile Driver, High Definition, and Hookham. He's got a little bit to find, I think. So yeah, I thought Hookham was the big danger to the Fav, and I think 11-2 is a massive price.
And I know Frankie got boxed in the Shima Classic, but Hookham wasn't helped by... They crawled. They absolutely crawled. And he needs a decent pace to chase that. He was only 3/4 of a length behind Pile Driver. I can see why people would say there's no way that form can be reversed, but I actually think Hookham was the one that was inconvenienced most by the way the race was ran. And he's won 8 of his 14 starts. I know it's in Group 2s and 3s, but he knows how to win.
Very good horse.
And he's never won a Group 1, neither his own Burrows. This could be the day. Like, this is his big chance, isn't it?
Yeah, oh God, yes. Yeah. I mean, look, Pile Driver is a very good horse, but the Coronation Cup is never a brilliant Group 1, is it? It's a bit like the Tattersalls Gold Cup, which probably had their best Tattersalls Gold Cup for years the other day, wasn't it? So it's one of those. There's only 6 runners, no excuses. If he's good enough, he'll win, and he's not far off good enough on form going into the race. So I think 11-2 is big enough.
So a collector's item in the Coronation Cup. It is Hookham for both myself and Paul Kealy at 11-2. I think that's going to look a very big price come 3:15. Nat, for you?
Yeah, Pile Driver, and I'm going to have to stick with High Definition as a danger. Hookham's won me a lot of money on RP Live in the afternoons. It's a very good horse, it's a trying horse, but we can't pick them all.
No.
We have to have a match bet, haven't we?
Yeah.
There we go. It is Pile Driver for Nat and 2 votes for Hookham in the Coronation Cup, which is off at 3:10. So the first race of the Derby Festival kicks off at 2 o'clock, and it is the Cazoo Woodcote Stakes. And this is often won by a really top-notch juvenile. Maybe not this year. Pinatubo won it a couple of years ago, Keels. And you have started a monster plunge here, I think. Plunge.
I like
with
plunge.
Keep Bidding. Now 130.
Yeah, I would say I've started. I just think that, every influential tipster I've seen has tipped the same horse as well, which is strange. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't lost to anyone just how promising that run at Nottingham was first time up. She came sideways out of the stalls, didn't really know her job early, and in the last 100 yards she just woke up. And it was easily the most impressive last 100 yards of her race, and she made ground up, hand over fist, not being particularly hardly ridden. And the runner-up definitely knew her job. She was 100 grand breeze up filly, and just had, she just was more streetwise, I think.
The winner.
Yeah, the winner. Sorry, the winner. Something the runner-up.
The runner-up
Mayland
is
C. Yeah,
runner-up is usually the horse who finishes second. Yeah.
All right. Wait till you make a mistake, pal.
4 already today. 4 already today.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so I think she was easily the best horse in that race, even though she got beat. I think she proved it here. She'll like the 6 furlong. She's drawn in stall 4. I don't think there's been a winner higher than 6 in the last 10 years. Now, you don't actually get that big of fields in this race normally, but the last 2 times there was a double figure field. It was still stalls 1 and 2 won the races. So yeah, I think she's just, and the ones that have run, the winners have all run at least 3 times. They haven't shown great form. You're only talking RPRs in the 80s. They've got to give her £10. A hell of a lot of weight. I think she's going to improve. I think she'll take a hell of a lot of beating.
I know she was really eye-catching at Nottingham, okay, but she was well beaten at the line, did you not think?
Yeah, but she was the one making ground at the line.
She was finishing, yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was in a pocket, and she just didn't know what she was doing. When she finally got out and he was able to push, she picked up. And it's the way she picked up.
I read what you had to say, and I seen all these tipsters tipping her, and I said, oh my God, I've got to watch this race just to see how eye-catching she was. And probably it was because I read too much about her, I was expecting too much, but I kind of went, oh yeah, it was grand, like. But I wasn't just blown away, but you see more than I see.
Well, hopefully.
So it is keep bidding for Keels, currently 130 in the market. Was much bigger. Did you get a bigger price?
Tens.
Did you get? Oh, he's smug as a bug in a rug. Look at him.
Hey, listen. The last few weeks, I have had so much cracking value about horses that didn't win. You wouldn't believe. Price after price after price. Yesterday, I backed a horse at 11-1. It won at 14. That's the way it goes. So just because you got the price, you still got to get them home.
Yeah, they've got to finish. Right, keep bidding for Keels. Is it going to be 2 votes for keep bidding?
No, because Keels, I totally respect the case. I just really rather on the big stage with everything have a more experienced horse. That is just my absolute personal preference, and that's what I'm looking for. I really liked Commander Straka there, but it's disaster stall 12 for me. It's scuppered all of my rationale behind picking it, so I look at a bigger price, and I'm just going to go for it a bit with this. There's actually 2 I like, so I'll be quick. But I do like self-praise, and I would only go each way. It's big enough to go each way. Yeah, I'm pleased. I just thought his debut at Doncaster was actually quite eye-catching. I was there, I liked it. He only managed 4th of 6 if you look at the form, so you have to actually look at the race. You have to watch the replay. He was solely away, but he kept on inside final furlong, and I thought it was really pleasing. Chester last time, he did really well given the circumstances, because again, outside draw, it was on the soft ground, and he's got plenty of stamina on his dam side, so there's actually quite a lot to like about self-praise. This step up to 6 furlong is a big positive for me, so look out for that. And Blatant, it's got to be a little squeak on Blatant here. Good draw in 3, loads to like about this horse. He's impressive when easing down at Leicester last month, and I just thought another one to look at. So I'm going to play 2 horses, both each way, self-praise and Blatant.
It's quite interesting that the same Natalie Green who put her hand up and said, I backed that here, is going for self-praise here. Yeah, see what I did there?
Very good.
Sorry, I apologise.
Clever. It's far too clever for me. I went like that.
That was going around in my head. I was going, I have to say this, I have to say this. And I got
that.
there.
That's why you're here. That's why you're the host.
Well, I don't know about that. On the value grounds and backing horses that end up much bigger prices, when the betting initially came out for this race after Dex time, 11-2 Legend of Xanadu, I said to a few mates of mine, I said, this is massive. This is going to go off favourite. He's 15-2 now, Legend of Xanadu. Now, I watched this horse on his debut at Pontefract, and if you actually go back and watch it, it was an incredible run given where he was, circled the field, finished second. I thought there was going to be loads more to come. And it was only last time when he stepped up to 6 at Redcar that you seen the real Legend of Xanadu. Now, it wasn't a particularly good race, but I just loved the way he stretched out inside the final furlong. William Buick doesn't ride that often for Mick Shannon. He rides the good ones. He's on this. Mick Shannon won it with Chilworth Icon, I think, a decade ago, and I think this is potentially as good a horse as Chilworth Icon. So, Legend of Xanadu at a massive 15-2. Given his experience, I think he's an each way bet to nothing for me, Legend of Xanadu. But I know you're not keen.
I just think keep bidding for me was so eye-catching. She's going to be an awful lot better. She's only had one run in her life on RPRs. Given the weight she's getting off everybody, she's on that run. She's £1 off top, and if she improves like 2-year-olds can from first to second run, then she's going to leave them well behind.
Can.
Rafe Beckett doesn't have many early season 2-year-olds, and Nottingham's a good place to bring him out. Now, he's only run 3 2-year-olds first time out in the spring at Nottingham since 2014. 2 of them ended up being tried in group company. One of them only just getting touched off in the Albany at Royal Ascot. So I'm hoping that he's got himself a good horse, start it at a track that's good to start and then bring it on. And this is a big price to win with.
Those are some
not a lot.
Very impressive stats, Keels, to go back that far to that track.
Do my homework, mate.
Yeah,
That's impressive. No, I like your pick, but I don't know, red cart at Epsom. I don't know.
It's a big ask.
It's a big ask.
So it's keep bidding for you. It's self-praise for Natalie, and it is Legend of Xanadu for me. In the opener, the Woodcote at 2 o'clock. Moving on to the 2:35, it is the World Pool Handicap, and this is wide open. Currently, Totally Charming is your 5-1 favourite. It is 13-2 Revich. Oh, This Is Us, the old boy, is 13-2, 15-2 Carolus Magnus, and 9-1 XL Power, 10-1 Bar, which includes Fantastic Fox. Right, Nat, we're going to give you the floor to start.
Are you? Oh, well, I may as well start with my enormous each-way outsider.
Whoa.
You've got to go. You're going to think I've lost the plot here.
What price are we talking?
33s.
Oh, wow.
Crack on.
It's only ever going to be in each way, and I mean, I'll be smug if I can even get anywhere near. But
Well, you'll tell us anyway, that's for sure,
I'll
if
tell
it
you,
wins.
it's Hartswood. You'll all think I'm absolutely mad.
40 to 1.
Is it not 33?
40 to 1 currently.
Perfect. Even better. Look,
40.
if it goes how I think, so I expect Fantastic Fox, XL Power, Hortzar, Varian to get a good pace. If that's how I think it's going to happen, he's going to get Hartswood's going to get his ideal conditions. He's going to have a good pace to go at in a relatively big field. He's drawn well. He doesn't mind a little bit of juice in the ground. Yes, it's drying, but not tomorrow, today, hopefully, fingers crossed. New trainer and jockey combo. I think they could be going places, Fahy and Oshinor. And I can't resist a little bit of money on Hartswood.
Oh, you gave that some welly.
I just go for it. You've got nothing to lose. Who do I think is going to win? I think Oh This Is Us is going to win.
Oh, you've just
But
ruined
my
it
each
now.
way, no, because I can't. Hartswood ain't going to win, but I want it just to get an each way.
He's actually good enough to win from that handicap. I actually thought Hartswood was being prepared for a race at York. And I was surprised to see him not run at York at the Dante meeting. So
I think we've missed.
interesting that he's coming there, but I mean, he really does like York, and I assumed that he was going to be going there.
Oh, Natalie, if Hartswood wins, we are going into town after
Oh,
Epsom
we're going
today.
into town, but that's
Yeah.
my each way. But Oh This Is Us, you cannot ignore this.
What a
Rated
legend.
108 when winning Epsom last season. It's down to 92. So they're my two picks, and they're going to come first and third.
Hartswood will cheer you on, Nat. Now, this is your type of handicap, I have to say.
Yeah, it is. Now, you know, it's one of these, like you've got a drifter in the first, I've got a drifter in the second. I cannot understand the price of XL Power, because I thought I was tipping him at 5s, and he's 9s now, which is, you know, but to me, I think that's bonkers. He's got stall 5 for a horse that goes forward. That's pretty good. You know, he's won 6 of his 11 starts. He's unbeaten at a mile. The 2 races he's won this season, he was still edging away from the rest, despite Holly Doyle easing down at the line. And I think that's a sure sign of a horse that's got more in him. He only made his debut in March last year, so there's no reason why he can't still be improving. Other thing about this race, you notice that they sometimes go very fast at 7 furlongs, but amazing how many times the pace holds up over 7 furlongs at this trip. And in fact, the last 4 winners were no worse than second all the way around of this race. He's had another bonus that Corazon Espinado isn't running. So that's another pace angle gone out of the way. There's only a couple now. Carolus Magnus is another one that is a big danger, I think, if he can get across from stall 11. Good second last time to a horse that's one of the favs for the Hunt Cup, and the third has won twice. Eileen Dove has won twice since. So, yeah, I want something to be up. I want something up the front. You know, I've got recent history with Oh This Is Us, because I think he should have won. Should have gone very close at Chester last Saturday and didn't. And obviously, he's running off a mark in the low 90s now, and he was rated 112 after winning the Diomed at this meeting last year.
Didn't get going at Chester, really, did he?
Yeah, he didn't.
He just didn't get going.
No. You know, I think he should have been closer. I think a more urgent ride in the middle part could have helped. And Revich, I thought, also should have won at Chester last time. They both won here. Although Revich made the running when he won here years ago. But they're going to be ridden for luck in a 16-runner field, and I just don't, you know what I mean? I want something to be up there. And from what I've seen of XL Power, he's going to be up there, and he finds plenty at the end of his races. And the way this race is likely to be run, I think he's going to be very, very hard to kick out of frame.
So XL Power, a drifter for Holly Doyle and Archie Watson. Currently 9 to 1 kills. Like, that is a big price.
I think that's massive, yeah. I really think that's massive, yeah.
Mine is a massive drifter as well. I thought Fireworks was the unexposed one in the lineup. Sent off favourite twice for 2 handicaps off the same mark of 86. Now, he has been very disappointing, but they obviously think he's well handicapped off 86. Stable in great form. He was the one out of stall 3 that I just said to myself, he could be way ahead of his mark. Now, he's plenty to prove, and he's a big drifter, which is a little bit worrying, but I thought Fireworks at 10 to 1, I thought had a big chance. But we'll be cheering you on that. Hartswood 40 to 1.
Come on.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. That is the
Let's go.
2:35 at Epsom on Oaks Day. Moving on to the 3:45. It is the Kazoo Handicap. It's another wide open affair, and currently Moktasab is your 130 favourite. Soto Sizzler 6 to 1. Love is Golden 6 to 1. Caradoc 13 to 2. Cap Francais 9 to 1, and it is 11 to 1 Royal Champion. Right, Keels? What have you got for us?
Yeah, no, I'm going the opposite route this time. I think this could be set up for a closer. In bad company, ran in the race, ran in the City and Suburban at Epsom in April, and he basically set it up for closers there, and he's got potential pace angles against him this time as well, so I'd imagine they're going to go fairly fast. Now, Moktasab beat Caradoc quite easily at Goodwood last time.
Yeah, it did.
Only a length and a quarter, but he's £5 worse off, and I don't think they went anywhere near fast enough for Caradoc, who wants a strong pace. From what I've seen of him this season, I think he's in pretty much as good a shape as he's ever been. He was fourth last time, only of 6 runners, but to Dark Shift at Nottingham, he would definitely have been second with a clear run. Dark Shift is one of the favourites for the Hunt Cup. I think he'll win the Hunt Cup, actually. So I like that piece of form anyway. He was 6th in this race 2 years ago, but that was when Sky Defender made all and there was no pace pressure and he just got going too late.
Yeah, on the outside, flew home.
He's £2 lower now. Okay, he's 7, he's getting on a bit, but I do like him. The other one I've backed at a big price is Arkoob, who probably improved in Bahrain, but has been ignored because all this form was in Bahrain and it means nothing to most people. And he shouldn't. He was going forward at the end of last year. He did all his best work in all his races, coming late, and I think he will run a big race at a price.
There we go. That's 2 shots from Keels in this handicap at 3.45. Nat, have you found that at a 40-1 type of price for us here?
No, but I'm quite happy about this pick. Cap Francais, who once was a bit of a derby prospect, really, but has been revitalised for Ian.
Second to Anthony Van Dyke, wasn't it, in the Linkfield Derby trial, I think?
No, he's beaten firm. He was second in the Derby trial at Epsom, I think.
There you go. I'm obviously wrong.
You might be right about that as well. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he was second in the Epsom trial.
No, but honestly, I think hopefully I'm onto something here. Absolutely revitalised for the switch to Ian Williams. Look, he got a long way back at Chester, but he was slowed into his stride. He's held up in last. He had to, to come wide into the straight, but he was actually only beaten by a length to get into second place. But what I liked is he just came flying home from the back. Absolutely flying. He's not a big horse. He's a little horse, but he does have a massive engine. He's always right. He's well put together, and I love that. A big engine for me is really important. Ian actually sent him out to Dubai over the winter to run, but sadly picked up an injury really early on, then had to come home. So that's a bit disappointing. But look, he's got him right. Ran at Newmarket after his injury and won. He did hang a bit left in the dip. I did notice watching the replays, but I get the impression that Ian wouldn't run him on too good ground, so this should just be okay today for him. He's certainly, with an injury, you certainly want to put him on too fast a ground, but with the conditions, I think he's got a right squeak.
And I've just backed my first loser of the day as well, because Keels is right.
Yeah.
Cap Francais was 4th in the Linkfield Derby
back.
trial and 2nd at Epsom, so
You have to go back
in my head. He travelled really well though. I think he tried it really short and running that day at Epsom, I think. But Cap Francais for Nat. And I hate myself for doing this, because a similar story with Fireworks, because horses who are on retrieval missions today, I've been drawn to. So Royal Champion.
Oh, no way.
Why?
I mean, he's just out to 100 to 1 you shouldn't back
No
him.
way!
There's nothing he has done at all to justify his handicap mark. Nowhere near it. I mean, he needs to drop another £10 before he gets competitive, surely.
But like, they obviously think he's a group
Yeah, I
horse.
know, but he's a nut job, isn't he? He's obviously not.
He's been gelded though.
He's a morning glory, isn't he?
Who's been gelded?
Yeah.
Few geld morning glories.
I can't believe you putting the words together, gelded and morning glory in the same thing.
At 9:10.
Not right.
At 9:10.
It's too early.
Well, anyway, you've put me well off the morning glory himself, Royal Champion.
He'll carry on drifting, surely.
He's 11 to 1 now.
Yeah, I know.
So from the time we started this conversation, he's gone from 10s to 11s. So the morning glory cannot win. So final selections for you, Keels.
I back Caradoc and Arkoob. They're the two for me.
And for you, Nat?
Yes, it's time for Cap Francais. Come on.
Cap Francais for Nat and Royal Champion for me. I'm sticking to my guns, even though I can see your point. But I'm hoping he will get it all together and prove himself to be a stakes horse. Moving on to the 5:10, it is the penultimate race of the day. It is the Poundland Surrey Stakes, and this is my banker of the day. Yes, Dawn of Liberation. Finally, the market has copped on to Dawn of Liberation, currently 13 to 8 from an opening show last night of 9 to 4. I think this is going to be so hard to beat. 2 to 1 Oscula. It is 16 to 5 Ever Given, and those are the three that matter at the top of the market. Dawn of Liberation last time at Goodwood Keels, I thought we saw the real Dawn of Liberation. Richard Hannon has always spoke really highly of him. He put it all together and did things right. The time before he was just so keen, so he was. I think 7 furlongs around Epsom. He'd be ridden positively. I'd imagine Ryan is going to kick off the home turn and play Catch Me If You Can, and I don't think they're going to catch him. He's my banker of the day.
I can see your case, and I can.
Big buck coming here now.
I can agree with some of it, but I just think it's a tight race between the three of them, to be honest.
Okay.
I can certainly see where you're coming from, but I mean, Oscula won the Woodcote very easily last year, showed a real aptitude for the course, and she.
What about that run in Saudi though?
It was on dirt. Forget it.
Fair enough.
Forget it. She's a turf horse. I mean, she was so consistent last year. The fact that they even tried her out there surely means they must think she's trained on, because you wouldn't be sending her over there if she was showing nothing. So I'm going to just ignore that one. She ran on dirt. They tried it. It failed. Like, you know what I mean? But she's had some excellent group form last year. Places, you know, she actually beat the Marcel Boussac winner early in the season, then finished third to her there. Over the top on a final start last year. But, you know, I like the way she went round Epsom last year over 6 furlongs. So I would back her, but I wouldn't be lumping on. I think any of those three can win.
Oscula currently 2-1 in the market, Natalie. So Dawn of Liberation, pretty confident vote. Oscula for Keels.
And I can see the case of both your picks, genuinely, but I've actually gone on Ever Given.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
3 different selections.
I know. I'm afraid it's 3 different selections. I think Ever Given, we need to go back to these prominent tactics, as we've seen. I think last time it just didn't work out at all, really, for Ever Given. Well, we're at Haydock, God, my mind.
It's all right, it's only 9:15.
I've got to carry on later.
Go to notes, quick.
No, Chester was good, really well back to the market, and then I was slightly disappointed at Haydock, but that was in, I think, a hottish Group 2 at Haydock. Look, you've got El Caballo in the Commonwealth Cup Royal Ascot, Hugo's other horse, Flaming Rib, Wings of War, Go Bears Go. It was decent. What happened was he just didn't get to dictate things. Couldn't get it, and this to me is much calmer waters. And if he can be up there at front, I do worry about Dawn of Liberation. But if Ever Given can be prominent, ridden to the front under Danny Tudhope, Hugo Palmer's in good form for his move to Manor House, I think he's got a really good chance.
Okay, there you go. So it is Ever Given for Nat. You should be very worried about Dawn of Liberation.
I am.
I'll be disappointed if Dawn of Liberation does not win. And it is Oscula for Keels. That is the 5:10. We've got to the 7th and final race on Oaks Day at Epsom. It is the 5:45. It is the Kazoo Derby Festival Handicap, and Sally M is currently a 4-1 favourite. New Valari is 6-1. Top Secret is 7-1, being very well backed this morning. Orban is 7-1. 8-1 Darkness, 9-1 On a Session, 9-1 Pocket the Profit, and 10-1 Bar. Right, Nat, send us home with a winner.
I've got this. Sally M, Darkness, On a Session, Top Secret, going to go forward.
No. I thought you were going to tip all 4 of them.
No.
Of course you've got it. You've tipped 4 of them.
I've got it. I think the pace is going to come from them. The horse I like is Top Secret. Just keeps catching my eye for William Muir and Chris Grassick. Hopefully they've already had a win with Pile Driver, so they'll be in the bar having a great time. Look, he was better than ever, wasn't he? When he was beaten by nose at Newbury last time reappearance. He's consistent. Holly Doyle's on board. Very little pace in the race, and Holly is good at reading pace. So I think should be prominent, should go forward. And I'm going to go as far as saying Top Secret is going to be my nap of the day. I know we haven't come to that bit yet. I've probably ruined it. The producer's probably going psycho.
People have stopped watching.
But I think they've always thought this horse is very talented. And I just think, I think this is the problem with this horse. I'll explain quickly. Is he had quarter cracks, which is basically cracks on the top of the hoof, and it really can be such a big problem if it's not sorted. They can be lame for life. They can be ruined. You can't. No hoof, no horse. Carl Burke's Spycatcher has it. You've got to have a very good farrier. The problem with Top Secret was horses do remember pain, and they said it took a couple of runs for Top Secret to be like, OK, my feet don't hurt anymore, and get over it. That was a huge issue. The feet have been sorted out with quarter cracks, and now he looks like he's really nice on an upward trajectory, and Top Secret's my winner.
Brilliant. Absolute,
so there you go, quarter
amazing
cracks.
Insight there.
World class, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The feet are sorted, so Top Secret is going to come out today.
Yeah, I can see it. I've backed him. The one thing you look at this race is there isn't much pace in the race. There isn't much guaranteed out-and-out pace. So you might have a 16-runner field or whatever, and it's a 7-furlong race. The pace is going to hold up. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't think you want to be too far off the lead. I think that's why Salim was backed last night, because they may be considering going back to the Lincoln tactics where he was up there all the way and ran really well in the Lincoln. So I see him as the danger, but I'll back Top Secret. He mustn't do what he did at Newbury and miss the break.
No.
Because he was a bit slow away, but he doesn't always do that. And his last win, he made the running. So hopefully, I mean, everyone knows where you need to be at Epsom in these sort of races over this sort of trip. So hopefully he will take a prominent position.
What about a horse that you've tipped before who I think, if the gap's open, could just...
Orban.
No.
Darkness.
Darkness.
What
Darkness.
about,
You're going through the field here.
Embarrassing.
On a session.
No, it's darkness. It's darkness.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the Darkness and Orban is like the same. Darkness can race a bit more prominently.
Is he just going to be one of these horses always going to be unlucky in
It's
running?
7 furlongs.
Yeah.
7 furlongs, not 100% sure. He actually ran quite well in the Victoria Cup, didn't he?
He did.
You know, but this is
not
a
won
much,
for a while,
much
has he?
faster 7 furlongs, isn't it?
not
There's
won
something
for-
to be won with him. Definitely something to be won with
Like
him.
last time, I think it was last time yourself and your mate Tony Calvin were really keen on him. Last time, wasn't it? The both of you put him up. And he was kind of, it was one of them you're kind of, oh, he's better than he was able to show, but could this be the day?
Yeah, no, you know, there's a race in him. I'm not sure it's going to be this one because unless he gets a prominent role, I just see it being very, very messy in behind. And there's going to be lots of saying, "Oh, that should have won, that should have won, that should have won,"
Yeah.
sort of thing. And
He's not won
and
since
he's one of those
2020.
horses.
It's long enough.
It is long enough, yeah.
It's long enough.
It is long enough, yeah.
2022, in case
Yeah.
people out there didn't know what year we were in.
So the secret's out then. Top secret, 2 votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you've convinced me. You've convinced me. It's out. Top secret. Currently 8-1, I think, folks. Currently 7-1, yeah. Being nibbled at in the market this morning. So that is the finale. It is the 5:40 at Epsom on Oaks Day. And all we've left to do now is reveal our best bets of the day. It's nap time. Nat,
Right. Well, I've ruined
what
it,
time,
haven't I?
what time were you up at this morning?
Only 6.
6, that's all right. You were up earlier, were you?
4:30.
Okay. Oh,
Why?
wow. Okay.
Why are you at 4:30?
Keels doesn't sleep,
I don't
really, do you?
do I? I was out with the dog, actually. He loves it.
You were out with the dog at 4:30? Oh, jeez.
No, there's only 1:06 and it's 6 p.m. It's not 6 a.m.
Okay, so nap time, right, Nat?
Sorry, I ruined it. Top secret for me.
You've saved the best till last.
I have. I think I have. This is my nap. Like I said, all this problem with his feet been ironed out. Just keeps catching my eye. Can't get away from it. Looked and looked through the card. And top secret in the 5:45 Cazoo Derby Festival Handicap over 7 furlongs.
Top secret for Nat in the finale. For you, Keels, best
Yeah,
bet
well,
on
it's
Oaks
funny.
Day?
Last night I was going to nap, keep bidding, but then she shortened and XL Power kept drifting, and I can't get the price of XL Power at all. I don't understand it. I think the race is set up perfectly for him, so him
9-1.
235.
9-1 XL Power. But your strongest fancy of the day is keep bidding.
Well, I think I think she has the potential to blow them away. I really do. So yeah, but in terms of value, I think 9-1 XL Power just surprises me. I just don't think it should be anywhere near that big.
Okay, and for me, I'm gonna play it safe. You can see it on the screen there. Dawn of Liberation, 7-4 is my strongest fancy.
Oh, we all
on
look a
Oaks
bit
Day.
younger on there, don't
Nice
we? Where are
little
these
tricksy.
pictures from?
Oh, that picture of me. Look at the state of that. Holy God. I have to get Patrick McCann on the case taking
You
another
look like
picture.
you've got a golf ball in that mouth, don't you? In that
I look like
cheek,
I've got
don't you?
about 10 golf balls under my chin, also known as a treble chin. Anyway, I'm going to have to get that
We
picture
all look a
changed.
bit younger.
Are you all laughing at me?
No.
Okay, so there you go. That is the naps on Oaks Day. One thing with the Derby tomorrow, we're back here tomorrow, okay? So we're back here. We're going to be talking about the Derby, so don't give away your Derby fancy. But Keels, as a race, it is really exciting. There are so many unknowns going into the race this year. I can't wait for the Derby.
Yeah, 17 runners. Big field, plenty of horses with decent form, plenty of that you could say, well, this has got a chance, that's got a chance. A strong favourite, ridden by a jockey who's only had one ride in the Derby. He's only had half a dozen rides at Epsom in the last 5 years. That's Sir Michael Stout for you. He has absolute confidence in his jockey. There's never been any talk whatsoever of Richard Kingscote
A lot of pressure.
being replaced by anybody. And I actually hope he wins it because I think he's a terrific jockey and he deserves it.
Do you know him personally?
Big fan.
No, because he seems really cool. I thought after the Dante, I was expecting him to be, highly charged, new Derby favourite, bolted up in the Dante, and he was interviewed, just after the race. He was so cool. It was like real calm.
He's a
spoke
really nice
normally.
guy. Really, really nice guy. Very modest. Calm, cool. He's just sound. There's nothing not like Richard. I just found it interesting. I was saying to Keels just before we came onto the show, when I was at Haydock on Saturday for ITV, he didn't really want to interview. And I don't mind saying that because I respect him for that. He's got a lot of pressure on him. yeah, he just gets in his own thoughts. He's professional, he's dedicated. So it was a shame I didn't get to speak to him on TV, but I just sort of asked how he was, and yeah, he's fine. Yeah, and he's a cool customer, but he'll be feeling enough pressure.
And off the record, did he give you any little
No.
nuggets off the record?
No.
All right, okay.
He just went, no. To interview.
Not
I was like, okay. Fair enough, I respect it. It's fine.
We will be back tomorrow, of course, to preview the Derby, but it is Oaks Day today, so if people have just tuned in, they're just kind of turning over. It's a bank holiday, of course, so people, you know, they don't get up too early. If they're just tuning in now at 20 past 9, shame on you. But what's going to win the Oaks Keels? We spoke about it earlier. I'm an Emily Upjohn fan. For you?
Yeah, Tranquil Lady, each way, thinks she's a big price. She's a bigger price than she should be anyway.
So it's 14 to 1 shot, Tranquil Lady for Keels. What wins the Oaks, Nat?
Yeah, Emily Upjohn. I'm worried about her getting excited and doing too much concert hall to chase her home.
You can see on the screens there the percentages of who's likely to win the Oaks, so that narrows it down a little bit for you. But it's going to be a cracker. Currently 6-4 favourite is Emily Upjohn. That is the Cazoo Oaks at 4:30. We're back in the morning, folks. Looking forward to it?
No.
Did you enjoy the last 50 minutes or so?
Get up early again. No, of course I am. Yeah, looking forward to it. Straight up to Epsom afterwards tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where I...
Yeah, I heard this. Reveal to our viewers. What are you doing tomorrow?
I am General Dog's Body for Andy Smith, otherwise known as Festival Racing, who has a pitch in the family enclosure on the hill. So I'm going to be taking bets. He said, come and have a look, come and see what it's like on the other side of the fence. So I've already said to him, I said, I don't know how many heavy hitters they're going to be on there, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be your biggest liability of the day.
So you will be on the hill tomorrow?
Yes, I will be on the hill tomorrow, yes.
Yeah, come say hello to Keels. You'll be only too happy to talk to all your adoring fans, won't you?
Absolutely, yeah. But I don't think they'll be happy if they stop me talking. I'm supposed to be saying, come on, take your money, take your money.
Take your money, take your chance. So that is Keels tomorrow. Nat, you'll be back with us in the morning?
Yeah, well, I'm back this afternoon for Racing Post Live.
You're a busy girl.
I am busy. I'm just trying to plan when I'm going to get my nap. Not my nap betting nap, my actual sleeping nap.
Just to clarify.
And then back tomorrow morning and back Racing Post Live tomorrow as well. So full on, but great.
Brilliant stuff, yeah. It is Derby weekend at Epsom. The Oaks is due off at 4:30. Join us tomorrow for Good Morning Epsom in association with the Racing Post. We can't wait to come back and join you. Enjoy Oaks Day.